EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight we continue with Wild Card Weekend with what should be a great one between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now the first carry from Marlon Mack. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Von Miller.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
They run on first down as they get about 3, 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. It's Hill. They'll roll him out right. Gets this one to use check. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. Get a glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up, keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, tried to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and 8.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Mack. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there. First down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They'll run it. It's Mack. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
The tackle made.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
It looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's third down. They go play fake, and it's Hill rolling to his right. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know, he hated taking the loss there on third down. Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
At their own 25-yard line.
Carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and
2. Running from the gun with Henry. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Tackle made at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 3. And a Broncos first down.
Let's go.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Texans 3. Broncos nothing.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
26.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And it's
3rd from the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They're going to try and throw. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but do you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. All right, there's no doubt about it. People wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Hill, dancing to his left. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Off of play action, Hill sliding out of the pocket. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 2nd and goal, Hill, he'll buy some time right. And got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Marlon Mack there to make the grab. And the Texans will extend their lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
Oh, my.
Oh, ball batted in the air, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Here's Hill now after the interception, escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down, and he will be out of bounds after a nice pickup. And that will also lead us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
3rd and 7.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. They'll run with Mack, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
Oh, my freaking God,
but
really?
This is intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield.
Yards.
And they will score. Pick 6 for the Texans TD. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And he'll give it here to his running back. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Forced out to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they've brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Flushed out right. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
At the 29.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front They won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. One advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 28 yards. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
You doggone changing anything. You run the same defense.
Second and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And all this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the second straight play. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Third down.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
2nd and 10 at the 22.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again. Hill. They'll roll him out right. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 11 yards there. First down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
In my book, that's running the ball well,
6-yard pickup,
but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end of the half.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Mecole Hardman. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Texans continue to pour it on. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Texans 34. Broncos nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And Rager will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are, almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Samson Abuka able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
It's 2nd down.
One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
3rd down.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Watch the slants. Watch the slant. Mark 38. Mark 38. Mark 38. Not today, you won't. Not today. 38's the mark. Hey, watch the slant.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line.
2-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
7 brings up 2nd and 3.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Now they try the right side here. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got this down to the 35. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
He's tackled at the
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
27-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line is getting some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Gay on for the field goal. A 46-yard attempt.
Gay's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Taken down at the
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Open man, he completes it to Judy.
the pass.
It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
3rd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
And he will have a Broncos first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Mike 38, Mike 38. Cut. Check. Check out. Buffalo 18. Check smash.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Hassan Reddick able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. One final shot. They'll look to throw. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Tonight's final score, Texans